Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos and welcome to Santalune City, where today the Santalune Swarm are hosting the Malie Draconids, and both of these sites have something to prove today, as the Draconids are going to start out with Altaria and Drodigan, whereas Volcarona and Scyther are going to start out for the Swarm. Now let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win today, the 11th place Santalune Swarm or the 6th place Malie Draconids. Now Scyther is going to have that speed advantage on the field, which will be big in any Metronome battle. And it's going to go with a poison jab, and it looks like it's going to target Altaria with that move. Getting a decent hit in there to start off the battle, and it's also left Altaria poisoned, so Altaria is going to be taking damage from that poison in between turns. Now Volcarona was the #1 draft pick for the Santalune Swarm, and it's going to go with a burn up. Also targeting Altaria, takes it down into the yellow. It's not very effective, but it was a very good hit regardless. Altaria now is going to go with a brine. It's responding to Volcarona with that move. It doesn't do much damage though. Drodigan now is going to go with the dynamic punch, bringing itself into this matchup, and it targets Scyther with that move. Does very minimal damage, but not very effective, but it has left Scyther confused, so we'll see if Scyther does hit itself when it goes for attacks. Altaria is poisoning, it's taking it down into the red already in this matchup as well. As always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle, and if we hit that 20-minute time limit, we will go into single battle overtime. And in its confusion, Scyther has actually hit itself and not gone for an attack. Volcarona, though, is going to look to make up for that, surely, and it goes with a smoke screen. Targeting Drodigan with that attack, so Drodigan's accuracy is actually going to lower. Altaria now with its opportunity. And it's going to go with a parabolic charge and restore some of its health. It's going to hit everybody on the field, even Drodigan. Now, it's not very effective on Drodigan, thankfully, but Altaria will get a little bit of health back from its teammate that'll take it into the yellow, but it's super effective on Scyther. And that's where that real health gain is for Altaria. Drodigan now setting up for its turn, and it's going to go with an X-Scissor onto the bug types. This time it goes for Volcarona. It's a very good hit onto the fire bug type, taking it all the way down the yellow as Altaria suffers again from that poisoning. Now Drodigan's the only Pokemon left on the field still in the green, as Scyther's already snapped out of its confusion. And Scyther's going to go for a gravity. So it's actually going to bring itself and Altaria to the ground and make them capable of being hit by ground type attacks. Volcarona is going to go for a Spirit Shackle, trying to finish off Altaria with this move. And it gets Altaria down into the red. You have to think that poisoning is surely going to get the job done. Altaria is going to go with a Crunch. And this won't be very effective on the bug types, but it's a massive hit onto Scyther, almost eliminating it. So it just did regular damage, but Scyther's holding on, and Drodigan goes with a Sticky Web. So anybody who comes out now for the Santalune Swarm is actually going to be slowed down by that Sticky Web, but Altaria is getting hit with that poison, and that will get the job done. So Altaria is the first Pokemon eliminated from this matchup. So Santalune Swarm are off to a very good start here, getting the first elimination of the matchup. But the Draconids are going to respond by sending out one of their 2 pseudo-legendaries in the form of Goodra. The Goodra and Drodigan are both solely dragon types. Scyther now is going to go for a triple kick, targeting Drodigan, but that rough skin of Drodigan's actually going to hurt Scyther, and Scyther's going to be eliminated after that first kick. So Volcarona's all by its lonesome here. We'll have to fend off attacks from both Goodra and Drodigan as it goes with a Fairy Lock. Now if it went for an offensive Fairy move, that would have been super effective on the Dragon types. Goodra now going for its first move of the matchup, and it's going to go with a Struggle Bug onto the Bug type. And a very good hit there onto Volcarona, taking it down into the red and lowering Volcarona's special attack in the process. Drodigan could finish it off here. And it's going to go with a Frost Breath. This should get the job done. And it does, so Volcarona has been taken down with that critical hit. It's huge as the Malie Draconids take the lead after this turn. Santalune Swarm will now be sending out Centiskorch, another fire bug type. And joining it by its side is Golisopod. So Golisopod is a water bug type. And when Golisopod's health gets below 50%, it will go back to the bench and send out a different Pokemon instead. Now Gudra is the quickest Pokemon on the field now. And it's going to go with a Thunderfang. Going straight for Centiskorch there with that move. Centiskorch's Flame Body, though, is actually going to leave Gudra with a burn. So another status condition takes effect on the Malie Draconids. Get the coaching now from Draconids. So lending that support to Gudra, it's going to boost Gudra's attack and defense. Centiskorch is going to go with a Sacred Fire. It's going to get the stab boost as it is a fire type. Going for Gudra. And a decent hit. It's not very effective, but did a good job. Golisopod now. It's going to go with the Payday. We're going to see some coins scatter all across this field. Continuing to go for Gudra. They want to get rid of that pseudo-legendary, it seems, as Gudra suffers the pain from that burn. Now, Santalune Swarm lost last week. And if they had have won, you've got to think they would have actually jumped up into the 8th. But instead, they slipped down to 11th. They've been clawing their way back to try and get back into the 8. As that Acid Spray hits Centiskorch and also lowers its special defense. Try it again now. Going with the Psycho Cut. This time going for Golisopod. Centiskorch. It's going to look to revenge itself, and it goes with a Worry Seed, so it's going to change Dratigan's ability now from Rough Skin, so that Rough Skin's not going to be hurting anyone anymore, into Insomnia, so Dratigan won't be able to go to sleep. Now Golisopod's going to go with the Plain Ice, also targeting Dratigan with that move. Now it's not going to do any physical damage, but it is going to lower Dratigan's attack stat as Gudra takes more damage from that burn. As I said though, Santalune Swarm, they want to get this win. They want to try and climb back up into the 8 as we get ever closer to the trials at the end of the season. Gudra now is going to go with the Electro Web. It's going to hit both Golisopod and Centiskorch. A very good hit onto both Pokemon. Super effective on Golisopod and takes them both down into the yellow as both of their speed stats will be lowered. And Golisopod's emergency exit ability will send it back to the bench. In its place now we have Vikavolt, the electric bug type. It does get caught in that sticky web that's going to lower its speed. That said, Vikavolt is already a very slow Pokemon. Get that Topsy-Turvy now, coming from Dratigan, targeting Vikavolt with that move. Now, it would have reversed all of Vikavolt's stat changes. Actually, and yet we have seen a stat change for Vikavolt already. It did have its speed lowered, so now that speed's actually been increased as Centiskorch hits Dratigan with a Dragon Tail and sends Dratigan back to the bench. And in its place comes a Flapple. Grass Dragon type as Gudra's burn will take it down into the yellow. And the gravity does return to normal. So anyone with the Levitate ability will be immune to ground type attacks again. Gudra now is going to go with the Supersonic. Centiskorch does avoid that confusion though. And here's Vikavolt with that speed boost, going with a Sacred Fire. It's going to go straight for Flapple, gets a decent hit with that fire type move. Flapple's going to respond though. And it responds with a Dynamic Punch. Going for Centiskorch, hoping to leave it confused because it doesn't get the job done knocking it out, but it almost does. And it does leave Centiskorch confused. But Centiskorch is able to shake it off. Here it goes with the Psybeam. And it responds to Flapple, taking Flapple down into the yellow. Gudra again is suffering the pain of that burn. And Vikavolt, the only Pokemon on the field, is still at 100% health. The only Pokemon still in the green. We get a Thunder Wave coming from Gudra, but it doesn't affect Vikavolt. Now Vikavolt goes with the Harden, so it's going to boost its defense here. You can hear Flapple's Apple Wings flying in the background, and it goes with an Iron defense. The Pokemon on the field at the moment are just boosting their defenses. And Centiskorch has already snapped out of its confusion, which is very good because Centiskorch is just hanging in there on the battlefield. And it's going to go with a Horn Leech, but Gudra's Sap Sipper will actually cause Gudra's attack to get a boost there. So Gudra doesn't take any damage thanks to that Sap Sipper. And Centiskorch doesn't restore any health, unfortunately. Gudra looking to capitalize here could actually eliminate Scorch with this tackle. Instead it goes for Vikavolt and does very minimal damage. Vikavolt now with its opportunity. And it's going to go with the blue flare. And taking Goodra down into the red with that not very effective attack. Flapple now. It's going to go with the acid spray. And it's going to go for Vikavolt with that move. Very decent hit, and it lowers the special defense of Vikavolt with that attack. Now Scorch is going to go with the Ice Beam. This will be super effective. Looks like it's going to go for Goodra, and it's going to finish it off. So Goodra has been eliminated with that super effective move, and Scorch is still in this matchup. Now, there are now 4 Pokemon left on both sides. We're going to see Draconids coming back out onto the field for the Malie Draconids. Now, the Draconids are sitting 6th. They recently slipped out of the top 4 after losing to the first place Olivine all last week. They're going to want to look to redeem themselves here against the Swarm. Try and get back up into the top 4 before we reach the trials after round 18. And that Inferno is going to take Flapple down from Vikavolt. A very good hit, and the Santalune Swarm have taken the lead with that move. Draconids now is going to go with the Ice Fang. And it goes for Scorch here and finishes it off, so we're all leveled up that quickly. But that Flame Body is going to inflict on Draconids now. So Draconids going to be feeling the burn in between turns. This is the 3rd Pokemon now for the Malie Draconids to have a status condition in this matchup, as Dracovish comes out for the Draconids, and Golisopod comes back out for the Santalune Swarm. Now Dracovish is a Water Dragon type. And it's also the quickest on the field at the moment. And it's going to go with a Toxic, more status conditions coming into this matchup, and it's going to leave Vikavolt with that poisoning. So Vikavolt's going to be feeling the effects of that poison in between turns. Vikavolt's going with the Shell Sidearm now. More poison type attacks, and it goes for Draconids and gets the elimination. Draconids has been taken down after being in this matchup for over 12 minutes. A very good elimination by Vikavolt there to put the Santalune Swarm back in front. Now Golisopod goes with the Eerie Spell, targeting Dracovish. Also lowers Dracovish Metronome by 3 with that attack, as Vikavolt takes the damage of that poisoning. The last Pokemon for the Malie Draconids is going to come out now. And it's Haxorus coming onto the field for the Draconids. Haxorus is going to have that speed advantage on the field, and that is critical in these moments, as it goes with a Fire Fang. And this should finish off. No, it doesn't. I apologize. It's super effective on Vikavolt, though. I thought Haxorus might have been able to get the job done with that, but it doesn't. Get a Gyro Ball now coming from Dracovish, and this is also going to tackle Vikavolt, which does very minimal damage. Vikavolt now with its opportunity to respond, and it's going to go with a no retreat, so it is not backing down from the Dragon types. It's going to boost all of its stats here, lifting up the attack, defense, special defense, and its speed. We'll actually see if it's able to go first in the next turn. Golisopod's going to go with the Curse here. With that Curse, Golisopod lowers its speed. It's already the slowest Pokemon on the field though, but it is going to boost its attack and defense, as Vikavolt takes more poison damage. Vikavolt's now in the red, so it is just hanging in there, so if it can go first in this turn, that'll be very critical for the Swarm. And Vikavolt is now the fastest on the field. This could have massive implications as it goes with a Psyshock. And it's going to target Dracovish with this move. And a very good hit takes Dracovish down into the yellow. Haxorus could finish Vikavolt off here, and it's going to go with a Drill Run, but Vikavolt's Levitate ability makes it immune to ground type attacks. Dracovish now with its chance, and it's going to go with a Soak, adding the Water type to Vikavolt. Golisopod, who's still holding on in this battle, goes with the Volt Switch, so it's going to go back to the bench. But first, it's going to hit Dracovish and almost finish it off, but Dracovish is still hanging on there. It is in the red. So we're going to find out who the 6th Pokemon for the Santalune Swarm is. And it's Shuckle. Shuckle, who has very poor attack stats, but it is all defense. 230 defense, 230 special defense, as Vikavolt is hurt by the poison, and that is what eliminates it. Even after that no retreat, Vikavolt has been taken down by that poisoning it's had for some time now. That Toxic did come to haunt it. Now Golisopod gets stuck in that sticky web and lowers its speed. Same happened to Shuckle, but it really doesn't matter for Shuckle, whose speed stat's only 5. It's pretty poor. Haxorus now is going to go with the Drill Peck, targeting Shuckle with that move. Shuckle's rock typing helping to prevent it from doing more damage. As we get a Shadow Force coming from Dracovish. Dracovish is going to vanish from the field. And we'll see that move take effect in the next turn. Golisopod needs to target Haxorus here, and it goes with a Grassy Glide. Haxorus taking its first damage of the matchup. Shuckle now going for its first attack, and it goes with a Vacuum Wave. Doing very minimal damage to Haxorus here. But it was very well done by Golisopod and Shuckle to both target Haxorus whilst Dracovish was off the field. Haxorus now is going to go with the Vine Whip. Targets Golisopod with that move. Now Dracovish is going to go for its Shadow Force. And this is going to finish Golisopod off. So Golisopod is eliminated, and Shuckle is the last remaining Pokemon for the Santalune Swarm as the Draconids take the lead. Shuckle's going to go with the Magma Storm. And it's going to go for Dracovish here. It's not going to be very effective, and it doesn't get the elimination. But more importantly, Dracovish is going to be trapped in the swirling magma and take more damage here, which will get the elimination. So Dracovish is eliminated. So Haxorus is the last Pokemon for the Draconids. Shuckle is the last Pokemon for the Swarm. As we get our 3-minute warning before we potentially go into overtime, Haxorus has a massive offensive advantage here, but it's going to go for an explosion. Could we see our first draw here? Because the Draconids will not win, and that does not get the job done. Shuckle holds on, and Haxorus has eliminated itself to give the victory to the Santalune Swarm, which means Shuckle gets the win for the Swarm, and they could be in the top 8 after this round as they try and claw their way in. But what a victory by the Swarm, especially to Shuckle. Unbelievable with those defenses. Very well done to the Rock Bug type Pokemon. Very good performance by the Swarm. And next week, they've got another task ahead of them as they go to Cinnabar Island to take on the Cinnabar Flare. The Flare are going to have a typing advantage over them, but they have performed very well against the Draconids today. Hopefully they can perform just as well against the Flare next week. Whereas the Draconids have lost for the 2nd week in a row. Last week to the Orb, this week to the Swarm. They will not be happy, as they could potentially slip out of the 8 if this continues, especially as we only have 4 rounds left after this week. Draconids next week are going to be hosting the Rustboro Rockies, a top 4 caliber side. So that'll be a huge matchup for the Draconids when they face the Rockies. I really look forward to that one because both teams have a big stake in that game. Very good performance as well by Vikavolt, holding on this matchup for so long. But still, Shuckle getting the win for Santalune Swarm. Very good play by the defensive Pokemon. Sadly, that poisoning did take out Vikavolt. It was very well done by the Draconids to get the elimination on Golisopod. But, again, Shuckle set up the Magma Storm on Dracovish, survived the explosion from Haxorus, which we're about to see now. That massive, massive explosion that changed this game. Took out Haxorus, gave the Swarm the win. Fantastic battle. But Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. And if you enjoyed what you saw, leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember you are awesome, and I will speak to you next time.